podcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is TWiT.
Bandwidth for TWiT specials is provided by CacheFly at CACHEFLY.com.
This is TWiT Live Special number 315, recorded January 4th, 2017. Digital Experience at CES 2017. This TWiT Live Special is brought to you by IT Pro TV, an easy, entertaining approach to online IT training. Visit itpro.tv/twit and use the code TWIT30 for a free 7-day trial and 30% off the lifetime of your account. Smart homes, smarter drones, and cameras with freaking lasers. It must be the start of CES 2017. I'm Father Robert Balliser, the digital Jesuit with TWiT TV, here at Pepcom, the Digital Experience. Everybody loves VR, but one of the big questions is, where is the content going to come from? Sure, there are a couple of games, there are some novel movies, but we want something on a weekly basis. We want something that really gets us into the height of VR technology. And that's why we've come here to NextVR, and I'm speaking with the CEO, Danny, who's going to, share a very interesting and exciting announcement with us. Danny, you just announced a partnership with the NBA to broadcast one game a week in VR. Tell me, what did it take to do that, and what are you hoping to get out of that exposure?
Yeah. So the NBA has always been a tech leader in this space. They've been a tech leader when it comes to all new formats, and it doesn't surprise me when we started having those conversations with the NBA about virtual reality, they were right on the front foot straight away saying things like, how do we get involved? How can we start to create VR content? So we've just announced a multi-year NBA deal, which means that, people can watch at least, at this point in time, one NBA game a week in virtual reality.
Oh, it's more than just setting up a camera and starting to stream to a station. You actually have to think about how you're going to be broadcasting these VR games. I mean, there's more than just set and forget. Tell me, what are some of the logistical problems that you're going to have when you start broadcasting these incredibly popular events in VR? VR that can be taken by an individual user and turned into any angle that they want.
Yeah. So one of the things about virtual reality is it's really unforgiving. And what I mean by that is that you have the audience's attention 100% of the time. There's no such thing as multitasking in virtual reality. There's no using Twitter, there's no using Facebook, there's no checking your email. You're watching that content 100% of the time. So one of the things that we think a lot about when we're creating this content with the NBA is we can't just be different from traditional television, we have to be better than traditional television. Fans will always gravitate to the best screen in the house to watch their content, and so our mission is to add all the additional layers of context that sports fans demand in order to create the best possible experience that means that fans only want to watch the game in virtual reality. So, sports broadcasting in general has always been about meeting the demands of the fan. If you think about all the things that have been introduced into sport over the years, replays, commentary, stats, statistics, shot clocks, game score, all that stuff is because fans demand it. And so our mission is to continue to create content that meets not just the demands of the fan, but ultimately becomes the best place to watch an NBA game.
Well, now that we've whetted their appetite, let's set the table here. What will they experience? If they sign up for this service and they get themselves a decent VR headset, what will they be able to see? Is the camera going to be static? Is it going to be moving on a line cam? What will they be able to add to their NBA experience that they wouldn't get off of a 2D screen that gets switched by a professional team?
Yeah. So one of the great things about our content is we don't just turn up to an arena and set up our cameras. We actually put on an entire show. So we do a 10-minute pre-game show, and then we wire the arena with 8 to 10 cameras to actually broadcast the game. And we have play-by-play commentary, we have an analyst, we have courtside reporters, we have full-screen graphics. We have a bunch of stuff which we layer in to the content in order to make it a really, really compelling experience. But it's not just a set and forget. It is a full production crew that turns up and broadcasts these games in virtual reality. And one of the things which is incredible about it is that we give you access to seats which tickets couldn't even buy. We put you courtside, we put you underneath the baskets, underneath the stanchions, and we have two ways that you can consume it. One is you can watch the produced feed, which is a feed that is actually actually cut by a director and a producer in the truck. But we also give you the ability to watch highlights of games. We give you the ability to watch condensed games. And we also do re-racks of games. So after the game comes off live, we put the game back up again for VOD consumption. So there's multiple ways to watch the content. You don't have to tune in live. You can actually watch all the stuff that we create after the game as well.
This is just amazing. Now, of course, the hope is that once people start to see this one game a week, that's the only way they're going to want to consume it. Especially if you're doing the whole experience. If you're becoming the VR ESPN, if you're not just streaming what's there, but actually producing content, people will say, hey, this is how I want to consume my entertainment. So where do you want NextVR to be next year? Do you want more NBA games? Do you want to expand to other sports? What can the fans expect from the future of VR?
Yeah, so we're doubling down on all of our content experiences, and it's not just sport. We do music as well. We do Live Nation concerts. So we have a multi-year deal with Live Nation where we broadcast concerts in virtual reality, and we essentially give you seats that you couldn't even buy if you wanted to buy a ticket to the concert. We put you on the stage with the bands, we put you backstage with the band, we put you with the drummer, we put you next to the singer, we put you in the wings of the venue, and so we essentially bring you a concert in a way which music fans have never been able to experience. And the other thing about the music that we do and the sports events that we're doing is a lot of people never get the ability to see their team play live or see their favourite band play live. Some people living on the other side of the planet could be a Spurs fan, or they could be a Knicks fan, or they could be a Warriors fan. If you're living in another country, you may never ever get to North America to watch your team play. And now for the first time ever, you can get the experience of what it's like to be at a live event by watching it in virtual reality.
Danny, we have been waiting for this for a while. I cannot explain how excited I am. Thank you very much for sharing your time. Thank you very much for sharing your tech. Now, if they want to find out more about NextVR, maybe if they want to see how they can jump on the NBA VR train, where should they go?
NextVR.com.
There you have it, folks, for VR, front stage, backstage, all stages with NextVR. There are Pico projectors, and then there are Pico projectors. That's why I'm here at Nebula speaking with Max, who's going to explain why this little guy behind here is going to be your next portable projector of choice. Max, this is the P3 internally.
Yeah,
exactly
right.
What is it?
So we know that Pico projectors have been in the office place for a long time. We want to bring that to the home cinema experience. So we have a Pico projector here. You can see an example of the image here, but you can also see we've broadcasted on the wall. We're putting out 2K lumens. You can take it camping. You can have it in the backyard, bring it to a party, anywhere you want a portable experience. We're really excited to announce that backed by Anker, we've put a 3-hour battery life in it, so you can take it anywhere you want to go and not have to plug it in.
I mean, that's one of the things that I think is a defining spec of a real Pico projector. That is, it can be mobile, it can be self-charged, you can have it away from the wall, out in camping, out in a business, but I mean, I'm not used to getting this kind of quality off of a Pico projector. I mean, if you look at this picture, it is absolutely gorgeous. And even the one that's projected up on the wall behind us on incredibly less than ideal circumstances, it looks good. So what have you put in there? Aside from the 3-hour battery, aside from a 720p resolution, what else goes into the P3?
Right, so we have the 720 resolution. We achieve that with a laser display, and we also have 2K lumens brightness, so it's bright enough for any scenario.
All right, Max, I lied when I said that this was going to be about Pico projectors, because really what I want to talk about is the big boy next door. If we take a little gander, this thing is absolutely incredible. It's a laser projector. Tell me about what we've got down here.
So the laser projector, Nebula brand is bringing the first to market 100-inch laser projection experience from just 13 inches away. We have 3K lumens, it's laser, it's bright. We have a 50-watt subwoofer. We're bringing everything you'd want for a full cinema experience in a small package you can set up anywhere like your home.
It was only last year that we really started to see laser technology make its way into projectors, and I think I finally understand why it was so popular. It's rich, it's colorful, you've got really dark darks, you've got really bright brights, and I mean, this projector, for a second, I thought it was an LCD panel. How did you do this? How did you get this at this price point?
Yeah, well, I can't tell you too much about it, but it's lots of lasers, lots of prisms in there. It's really beautiful technology. It's also just so convenient. Like you say, we have great blacks, we have great depths of color, and from just 13 inches away, you can get this full cinema experience. We've been walking around all day. No one's casting a shadow on it. There's not wires anyone's tripping over. It's right up, set up against the TV. Very practical, very easy to install, and very beautiful.
Well, folks, there you have it. Whether it be at home or on the go, it's all about lasers. Now, Max, I know that the large unit is going for under 3,000. The smaller unit's going for under 600. If they wanted to find out more about these products or about anything that Nebula offers, where should they go?
Well, we're debuting right now. You can learn more at anker.com or nebula.com coming soon.
Max, thank you very much for your time, and thank you very much for your products. Over the last few years, there's been more attention paid to sleep. It's important. I mean, if you don't get enough sleep, there are all sorts of bad health effects, from weight gain to, well, just overall not having a good overall health. That's why we are taking a look at a product from SleepAid that will help you get that good night's sleep. I'm speaking with Caroline. Caroline, this is a light, but it's more. Tell me a little bit about the Nox.
The Nox music is essentially a light that will help you go to sleep, but it will also help you wake up. And it does that with the help of light and sound. So there are different settings that you can have. So red light helps your body produce melatonin, which helps you go to sleep, right? It also has different sounds like water, rain, whatever it is that helps you go to sleep, basically. Now, it also has a wake-up setting. And the wake-up setting is a simulated sunrise, which means that the light gets gradually brighter and wakes you up slowly, so you're not jolted awake out of a deep sleep. And that makes you generally feel more refreshed. You're more happier to take on the day ahead of you. And the nicest part about this product is actually what we're seeing here right now is the gesture control feature. So with the wave of your hand, you can simply change different colors. You can also set it to have different sounds. Like if you wanted to use your Spotify, it has a built-in Bluetooth speaker. So if you wanted to use Spotify or any other music program, you can actually change to the next song by just waving your hand.
What I like about this system is it really looks at an important phenomenon that we've recently come to realize, which is blue light is bad for you when you try to sleep. All those little LEDs in your room, I've covered mine up, but it also helps if you encourage sleep, and that's what red light does. Red light towards the evening, more towards the blue light towards the day, and you can actually reset your sleep patterns. Now, tell me, who is this for? So I know SleepAid specializes in sleep products. In fact, last year at CES, we took a look at a band that would track all of your movements during sleep phase with a very easy-to-use app. Is this the same idea, but now on a more active level?
Essentially, yes. While the band was basically doing analytics, in essence, telling you why you're not sleeping well and giving you advice on how to fix it. The light here is the active part about it. This actually helps you really go to sleep and wake up because of the light settings that you can choose. And rather than it telling you you're not sleeping well, this is what you should be doing, we're actually doing it for you, in a sense.
One last bit before we move away is that this could take the place of all of your bedside technology. You might have a speaker, you might have a charger for your phone, you might have a light. Well, this is everything. It is a speaker, it is a charger, it is a light. But let's move on to this, the Sleep Dot. This is essentially that band we took a look at last year, but, well, much less expensive and much less complicated. Tell me how I use this.
So this is, I call it the baby brother of Rest On. This is a tiny little device that clips onto the top corner of your pillow with the help of a little magnet like this. So when you connect that with our app, it tells you how you slept. So it tells you how many hours you slept, how many times you turned around. It also captures your sleep phases. So telling you how many sleep, how much deep sleep phases you had, how many light sleep phases you had. So in essence, just analyzing your sleep. And then you get a sleep score in the morning, and based on that sleep score, you can improve your sleep.
Caroline, thank you very much for sharing this with us. I love coming back every year and finding what new technology might help me get a better night's sleep. If they wanted to find out more about SleepAid, more about everything from the Nox to the Rest On to the Dot, where can they go?
They can go to www.sleepace.com.
If you want to be productive in a very, very busy world, well, maybe SleepAid will help you become a sleep expert. There's been a lot of attention paid to 360 technology over the last few years, but what happens when you want to move it from being a gimmick, something that's visually interesting, to something that's actually professionally useful? That's why you need to take a look at Leica Geosystems. I'm speaking with Hugh, who's going to explain why this interesting camera on a stick is the next big thing for everyone who does design. Hugh, what is this?
So this is a 360 sensor that is taking a full spherical image, 150 megapixel spherical image, with an integrated infrared camera, and also doing a full laser scan, so creating a point cloud behind that spherical image.
Now, I understand what that is. I understand it's using a laser so that it can measure particular distances from the camera. I understand that the lens is going to be capturing an image in 360. I understand IR helps give me a little bit of depth, but why would I want to capture that information? It's interesting to geeks, but what use can I put that to?
Well, if I'm a building runner, if I do building construction, for example, and I would like to know exactly what I'm getting into when I start a project, I can set this BLK 360 up in a room. Takes about 3 minutes to do a scan, and then when I leave the job site, I have all the points measured, not some of them, but all of them measured, so that I can even be back in my office, pull up that file, put myself in that space, and accurately measure the distance between the floor and the ceiling in the corner of the room, for example.
That makes sense. So it's not just the ability to zoom in and zoom out as we can with 360 devices and 360 imagery, but it's the ability to say, I need to have the relative distance between that point and that point because I'm thinking about putting a wall there. I mean, I could see being very useful. I
think you should work for a company. You said it better than I could.
All right. Now, once I have all of this information, what do I do with it? I mean, do I have to free-form sketch this, or is there a way for me to transform that into an actual model that will incorporate the distance, that will incorporate the IR information, and will incorporate the imagery?
Well, Again, you bring up a very important point. So we create this point cloud in using a piece of software called Recap from Autodesk, Reality Capture. That Recap is used as a conduit to take that scan data into other various CAD components that Autodesk creates. Autodesk writes their software, sorry.
Very cool. Now, I know there's a large part of our audience who's looking at this and thinking, oh, that's interesting, but there's also some professionals who are watching this saying, this will shave hours, if not days, off of my job site work. Who is this designed for? And I'm almost afraid to ask, what would a setup like this set my company back?
Okay, well, so it's really set up for, there are many people, small and mid-sized contractors that are already using this technology, but they're having a service provider do the work for them. And because the existing systems are a little too complex or a little too expensive. This system is roughly $16,000. So it's, put on a couple-year lease, something you can handle. But it brings the capability, the functionality, and the functionality to a new group of people who want to get started and want to take more control of their workflow.
And by the way, I should mention that if you were going to be doing this with professional, traditional survey equipment, that's actually not that expensive.
No, that 16 grand is a bargain, let me tell you. I mean, if you watch like time scanners, or there's some programs on public television, or you see on CSI a lot on TV, those scanners that you might see there might be 50,000 plus. So this is really. I know it's crazy, but it's entry level. So,
Hugh, thank you very much for sharing your time and your technology. If they wanted to find out more about this, more about Leica Geosystems, where can they go?
They can go to blk360.autodesk.com.
There you have it, folks. If you are looking at doing some professional work with design, you could do it the old way, or you could do it with lasers. We're going to get back to the action here at Digital Experience CES 2017, but first, I want to take a moment to thank the sponsor of this TWiT Live special. Now, you've seen some amazing things tonight. This technology of communication, of interpersonal relationship, of assistance. This is the technology that will drive the economy and will drive the great ideas of the next generation. But if you want to be a part of that, it can be a little daunting. Where do you start? Where do you go? Where do you get educated to learn about IT, about networking, about the next generation of communications technology? Well, folks, for us at TWiT, there's only one place, and that's IT Pro TV. Now, IT Pro TV is the place that tech industry experts go for reference and to learn new skills, or maybe to brush up on the ones that they left a while back. IT Pro TV offers over 2,000 hours of content and more than 30 hours that are added each and every single week. It helps you to keep current with your IT certifications and stay up to date with your skills. You can stream courses live and on demand worldwide to your Chromecast, your Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, or PC. And they recently launched an Apple TV app. The courses include things like Certified Information Systems Security Professional, CompTIA Project Plus, and Ethical Hacking version 9. Their upcoming courses, which have me particularly excited, include CompTIA Cybersecurity Analyst Plus and Cisco CCNA Cyber Ops, Understanding Cisco Cybersecurity Fundamentals. You can take advantage of their low monthly subscription price and no hassle cancellation policy. A premium annual membership is normally $57 a month or $570 per year, but because IT Pro TV loves the TWiT Army, they've got a special offer for you. For a free 7-day trial and 30% off the lifetime of your account, you can go to itpro.tv/twit and use the code TWIT30. IT Pro TV is also introducing a new membership level on February 1st. All current premium members as of February 1st will be granted the highest membership level available. So sign up today. Visit itpro.tv/twit, itpro.tv/twit, and use the code TWIT30. And we thank IT Pro TV for their support of this TWiT Live special. Now let's get back to the action here at Pepcom Digital Experience at CES 2017. Power has always been important to the digital native, but now in the era of USB-C, it's even more important to have a good power system. That's why we stopped by Anker, and I'm speaking with Eduardo, who's going to show off some of the new products that they brought to CES 2017. Eduardo, I love Anker. I use your power packs. I've got 3 of them in my bag right now. Tell me, what are the new announcements?
All right, so this year we have our latest announcement exclusive for CES. It's not even available in the US. It will be available next week. It's the PowerCore Fusion. It's a charger. It's also a battery. 5,000 milliamp hours. You can charge your phone while it charges itself. It's like we're trying to put all solutions into one. It has Power IQ and also has a micro USB port, so if you want to charge it with micro USB, feel free to do it.
Well, what I love about this is that that's 5,000 milliamp hour. It used to be to get 5,000 milliamp hour, you needed something that was 4 times as big. The technology has just advanced over the last couple of years to where now this isn't even as small as you make it. You've got a 5,000 milliamp hour battery pack on that table that's the size of a lipstick.
Yeah, exactly. I think like this is what Anker has been doing throughout the years, just getting all of this big things, big technology, and just trying to make it as smaller and as portable as possible. Because that's our motto, right? Charge it, anywhere, charging solutions anywhere you go.
Now let's talk about another one that I actually really like, because this has a novel charging approach. Now this is how many milliamp hour?
20,000.
So I've got 3 USB, but I've also got 2 micro USB on the side. I've been told that I can actually put 2 micro USB cables into this and charge it twice as fast.
Exactly. So like this one, a normal 20,000 would take around 6 hours, 6.5 hours to charge. This one with the 2 micro USB input ports, it'll only take around 2 hours and 15 minutes to charge completely. Plus, you got 3 ports with Anker Power IQ as well. So charge 3 devices at the same time, charge it in half the time. It sounds great.
All right, now the real reason why I wanted to stop by Anker is this. It's beautiful. It's all aluminum, which I like. You started transitioning everything to this very nice matte aluminum look. But it's not just a power pack for my phone or my camera, my little devices. This has a USB-C connector on it that allows me to actually give power to my MacBook.
Exactly. So this one is also on the 20,000 mark, but it's a great companion for a MacBook, right? Because of its USB-C port. So you can have 2 USB normal chargers ports, just charge your phone, your iPad, and your MacBook at the same time.
There you have it. That's the one that you want in your bag because it's going to charge absolutely everything you need to carry. Now, Eduardo, I asked you to pick 3, but your table is filled with products. If they wanted to find out more about those products, find out more about the different charging solutions that they can get from Anker, where should they go?
You go to anker.com, or if you already want to purchase it fast, just go to amazon.com, type in Anker, and you'll find every product that we have.
There you have it. 1 battery to rule them all. It's Anker. We haven't done a pure tech story tonight, so I thought we should start with Rohini. What if I told you that this was the backlight for your keyboard? No, this is not just the circuit trace, this is the actual circuitry, including the LEDs, micro LEDs that you would need to illuminate that next-gen keyboard. Well, I'm here with Nick, who's going to explain why their technology, their patented technology, might be in the making for your next big piece of tech. Nick, what am I looking at?
So here is one of our computer keyboard backlights using micro LEDs, which is, they're the world's smallest commercialized LEDs.
People are going to look at this and they're going to say, no, that's just a circuit trace. That's not actually the LEDs. They don't see the LEDs here. How do you do this? How do you make this thin of a film and have all the technology embedded on it?
What it really comes down to is, so here you'll see just some standard blue tape. That has 20,000 LEDs on it. And we've developed our own patented robots and our software that actually can identify each little LED, and then it places it wherever we want. So on that circuitry, they're there. You can't see it there, but we have a factory now with our partner in China that's doing high volume manufacturing. We've reduced thickness by 60%, and we've reduced power consumption by 93% to achieve the same brightness.
That's ridiculous. In fact, this little light you have right here, this can get as bright as our camera light, which is amazing. In fact, right now I think you just blew out the video, but it's amazing what you can do. What is exactly micro LED technology? For the people who might be hearing this for the first time, what would be your easiest way to describe it to them?
Micro LEDs are same as LEDs, but they're just incredibly small and unpackaged. So most often LEDs are packaged with the lens, the leads, the whole stack up. And they're binned, picked, placed, identified which ones are what brightness. Our technology allows you to take them directly off blue tape and go from wafer to product. So we're skipping many steps, days of work, and lots of money as well, because now we've cut out this whole process just by simplifying it, to be honest.
All right, so of course, efficiency and density, but what are the other advantages of using a micro LED system?
You know, efficiency, density, I would just say from the whole supply chain, so the thinner the products even, I mean, we're talking that if you want to get really nerdy, think about making current LCD displays thinner. You now have more room in a ship that goes across the ocean that can deliver that many more products. So it impacts everything. You don't really think about it. But right now, I think the big one when we're moving into display is the ability to have little micro zones with LEDs behind the LCD, which that's never been able to be done in a truly micro fashion.
I have to ask, it sounds pretty astounding. Why haven't we seen or heard of this technology en masse before? I mean, this is literally the first time I've heard of micro LEDs. It sounds like a phenomenal piece of technology, and it sounds like you've got the process down. Why isn't it everywhere?
Yeah, it's incredibly hard. Like that's the answer. Is Apple purchased a micro LED company very quietly. Facebook has purchased one, and these companies have never been able to produce because they're taking a route that's different than ours. And we may try and go there someday, but we think there's this massive market that they forgot about and our team has been very aware of. So for 3 years, we've been quietly developing and building this. And the background for our company is in keyboards. Our founders created the force sensing touchpad, and they created the world's thinnest keyboard. And so as soon as they got done with that and did their buyout after the exit, they thought through, well, what do we want to do next? And it was, well, let's thin it out again by reducing the light guide. And that's what brought us to this solution, which then once we figured it out for keyboards, for computers, it was then, wait a second, what about display? Thinner, brighter, denser, it's all the right pieces.
All right, Nick, so what's next? I mean, obviously you want to get your technology into more and more products. Yep. You've got 42 patents. This is ready to go. What's the next stage for Rohini?
So next stage right now is that we're taking our one factory that does the keyboards. It should be about Q2. Hopefully we'll see some products in the market in the keyboard space. And then we'll be moving rapidly into the display. So that's our big jump that's coming up right now is it's the argument everyone's having right now, right? Everyone's talking about OLED versus LCD and what's going to happen. And we are in a very unique spot with a very unique technology to say, wait a second, LCD can compete. You just need to have the right solution. We call it Pixie, is what we call our technology when it's the micro LED with our robots. And I think in 2017, you'll watch us step into the display space pretty aggressively.
Fantastic. If people wanted to find out more about micro LEDs, more about where you're going to be stepping into the space, where should they go?
Rohini.com is one.
Pixie.com follows this specific technology. Rohini's working on other micro-LED technologies that will pop up new sites for that, but primarily Rohini.com. And we're on Twitter and Instagram.
Nick, thank you very much for speaking with us. Thank you for sharing your technology. That's Rohini, a really, really bright idea. It's everybody's dream to have a smart home, but it's not so easy. I mean, yes, you could do it yourself, tear apart your outlets and all your switches and reinstall the new hardware, or you could hire someone, but wouldn't it be nice if you could get all the advantages of a smart home without having to do the installation yourself or pay for costly installation? Well, you can if you've got one of these. This is a new gadget from a company called, well, Switchmate. Now, Switchmate allows you to do all of the functions of a smart home without any installation whatsoever. I'm speaking with Dean, who's going to explain how it accomplishes that little piece of magic. Dean, what is this, and how does it keep me from having to do all the things that I normally do to create a smart home?
Sure. So the goal of Switchmade is simple. Remove any installation from the smart home process. And I mean, when I say installation, I mean any installation. So it's literally less than 1 second to install our product. What you do is you simply take the product out of the box, put in 2 batteries, AA batteries that last over 1.5 years, and there, the installation's done. It attaches magnetically over an existing light switch. No wires, no tools, no Wi-Fi, nothing. It's done. You download the app to your phone, takes about 10 seconds. You tap the app 4 times, another 5 seconds, and you're set. From that point on, whenever you walk in your house, your lights come on automatically. If you want to set timers, every light circuit in your home is now automatically has timer capability. And you can also turn lights on and off from your phone. So no more getting out of bed to turn off the light at the end of the day. You just tap your phone, the lights are off. You can also turn all lights on and off at any time with 1 tap. So that's what we're doing right now with the Switchmate lighting product, but we've also introduced the Switchmate power receptacle. That now has all the same features of the regular Switchmate for lighting, but it also includes, now you can turn on air conditioners, lamps. You can plug your coffee machine in your kitchen and turn it into a smart device so it comes on automatically in the morning. So all of this is being accomplished with 0 installation, no tools, no wiring, and no Wi-Fi.
I think our audience will appreciate this. I mean, this is the switch itself. So you've got the little capacitive touch switch. You've got a motion sensor at the bottom. And, of course, it does link to your smartphone so you can control scheduling. But on the back, you see the real magic. It's held on by 2 magnets at the top and the bottom. And when I hit the switch, you actually see it move back and forth. That's going to toggle the throw switch. But it also works with panel switches. So no matter what you have, no matter how it's installed, as you said, you literally install this in about 5 seconds.
Right. And on top of that, we have this little device called the Click, which you can place all over your house. It magnetically attaches to a refrigerator, or you can put it on an end table, your nightstand. Now you don't even have to use your phone to turn your lights or your power receptacle on and off. You can do it with the tap of a button. And it also works on a keychain. And that applies to all our devices. And you can pair this Bluetooth device in literally 1 second with any of our devices in the home.
All right, Dean, I got to ask, who is this for? I mean, I like the tech. I think it's very cool. But a lot of our audience is either going to go with the really high-end stuff and they're going to do the installation on their own, or they're going to buy a house that has the gear built into it. So who is this designed for?
It is designed for the mass market consumer. And who I define that is a female. Right now, the smart home market is an 88% male-dominated category. We started shipping Switchmate in July of this year, in 2016. We're now in 15 national retail accounts, and by the end of December, we're just under 70% female demographic. Now, males are buying it too, and we want them to buy it, obviously. Everyone likes no installation technology, right? But the female is adopting this product in droves. Also, the age group is interesting. It's all the way from the early adopter younger generation, but the most shocking thing is the majority of our users are 55 and above. So again, 0 installation, smart home in less than a second.
a lot of our female viewers are incredibly tech savvy and they can do installation, but this is something that I could literally buy for my mom and tell her, well, put it onto the switch until it stops and it clicks to the wall, and it'd be done. I absolutely love this. Dean, if they wanted to find out more about the Switchmate, if they wanted to find out more about all your products, where should they go?
They can go to myswitchmate.com, or you can literally go to just about every national retailer in the United States now, and you'll see us on the shelf.
Thanks, Dean.
Thank you.
That is Switchmate, smart home, smarter switch. Early tomorrow morning, CES 2017 officially starts at the Las Vegas Convention Center. But here at the Digital Experience, Pepcom hosting in Las Vegas, we've seen just a little teaser. And I think what we can find is there's a trend towards an enhancement of existing technologies. There's more assistance, Alexa built into more products from more companies. We've seen LEDs evolve from really large, clunky transistors into something that can be embedded onto thin films. We've seen the advancement of 360 technology and drones to the point where we can start saying these technologies have matured and they're ready to be productive. Now be sure to check out all of our coverage of CES at twit.tv/specials. Until then, I'm Father Robert Balancer, the Digital Jesuit, saying goodbye and good night from Pepcom Digital Experience CES 2017.